your shells until they come at us.
Let's go down and get them before there's too many of them.
Old man Clanton's a bigger fool than I thought he was. Apaches and soldiers to deal with, and all he can think about is getting at us.
I've been waiting a long time to get Earp in a spot like this. We'll never have a better chance to kill him.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
Wyatt's feud with Old Man Clanton and his cowboys had been a standoff at best. The Clantons controlled Cochise County, including its sheriff, John Behan. But Old Man Clanton, like most of his ilk, was corrupted by power. And in what is known as the Dice Box Canyon mystery, Old Man Clanton let his foot slip.
Marshal Earp, see, Colonel Ingram.
Yes, sir. The colonel's expecting you.
Old Man Clanton has put a claim in for $7,000 as an Army beef supplier. Claims his last shipment to us was rustled by Apaches. If it's true, then he's entitled to his money, but I wouldn't believe Clanton under oath.
Sir, are there any Apaches in the Dragoon Mountains now?
One small band, led by young Geronimo.
Old Geronimo's son. He wouldn't steal Army beef, he knows better.
It's not likely, especially now with truce talks on. I think Clanton stole his own beef, but I can't pay or refuse his claim without proof. Yet if I, as the Army, ask young Geronimo and he's wrongly accused, then he'll hit the warpath pronto.
Well, I might be able to get away with it. But first, I'll have a talk with Emma Clanton.
The old man's daughter?
Yeah. We're not too friendly, but she does try to keep her old man out of serious trouble.
Well, if that fails, then we'll have to go to young Geronimo. But you tell her for me this trouble is more than serious. Clanton might lose his scalp.
Yes, sir.
Who is it?
Marshal Earp.
Did you bring Nellie Cashman along for chaperone?
Thank you for coming into town, Miss Emma.
All right. What's my father done now?
You accused some Apaches of rustling?
Is that all?
Well, these particular Apaches happen to follow young Geronimo. Here, take a look at this.
Where'd you get that?
From a dead rancher who had also accused Geronimo of stealing.
Well, my father didn't accuse Geronimo of anything.
Well, you better find out just what your father did do. You want your ranch raided by Apaches?
No, of course not.
Well, there isn't much time. You show this knife to your father. You remind him that Geronimo kills the men, makes the women slaves.
Have you been listening, Papa?
Yep.
Now, Mr. Earp doesn't waste any time on us. He meant every word.
Just trying to scare you.
I want the straight of it. Did the Apaches run off that herd?
No, sis, it didn't.
Then you stole them yourself.
Only way I could get even with them soldiers at the fort. Been downgrading every beef I delivered. Government owes me $7,000.
Well, what about young Geronimo?
Well, nobody's gonna tell him what I said in my claim. Who'd carry such a tale to them Apaches believing our worst enemy again me?
Mr. Earp has the Army with him, Papa. How can they pay you without investigating?
The Army, let them prove that the Apaches didn't run off that herd. They got my word that they did. That's all they need. I'm an honest rancher, sis. I pay my taxes. I don't hide my cattle in Mexico at appraisal time.
You just made a false claim, Papa.
Now, Em, I don't want no more talk about this. You get in that kitchen and see that we have dinner on time. There's plenty of homebody work to be done around here.
Yes, Papa.
And you stop talking to that Earp, too.
Well, you told me to keep on speaking terms with him to get information.
I don't care what I told you. It's what I tell you right now that counts. You hear me? No more talking to him.
Not unless I have to, and you cool off, Papa.
Any Indians in town?
Indians? Yeah, a few. Why?
You have to make a visit to young Geronimo. Army business.
Patches?
Yeah. You scout around, see if you can find us a guide to the Dragoon country.
Right.
I talked to Papa. He said the Apaches did steal his cattle, so he's entitled to that 7,000.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Emma, but I don't believe you, Father, and you can tell him I said so. What the Apaches do now is on his head, and you can tell him I said that, too.
I'm not telling him anything. I'm not even supposed to be speaking to you.
Well, you're speaking.
For the last time, Papa's right about you. You're just a pig-headed lawman.
Right in here. Come on in. Your name's Low Dog, Wyatt. Says he can lead us to young Geronimo.
You Apache?
Uncle to young Geronimo. Half-brother Geronimo.
Show him that there coup stick, Low Dog.
Used to be a sub-chief, I see.
I found 20 gallons of fire water on his pack horse. Young Geronimo wouldn't trust just anybody to buy that much.
All right, Low Dog. I must speak to young Geronimo. Will you take us to your nephew?
$20.
Look, I could throw you in jail.
$20.
I'm afraid he's got us, Wyatt. Most of the fellers I talked to wouldn't go near an Apache camp for $1,000.
$20.
Very well, Low Dog. $20.
Good. Me go.
Where's young Geronimo's camp?
In valley over a big climb. No see campfire yet.
Won't see no Apaches neither, Wyatt. They'll see us.
Young Geronimo, smart chief.
Who are these men?
Johnny Law from Tombstone. They catch me with whiskey.
Old fool. Why did they bring you here?
They say they must come talk to young Geronimo.
Very well.
You wait here, Mr. Gibson. Young Geronimo, I need your help to clear your name.
There is no cloud over the name of young Geronimo.
Old man Clanton told the Army you stole their beef.
That is lie.
I believe you, and so does Colonel Ingram at the fort. But the cattle are missing, so he needs proof.
Plenty cattle run wild. I do not steal beef. I kill Clanton. For this lie, Apache kill.
Low Dog tells me that you are a wise young chief.
That is so.
Then have your scouts locate that herd. Take it to the fort.
Why should I do that?
You will prove that Clanton lied, and do more than clear young Geronimo's honor.
How more?
Well, if you prove that Clanton is a thief, you won't have to kill him.
Perhaps.
And I'll recommend that you get paid for delivering the herd.
You pay us for cattle?
It'll be a pleasure.
Good. We find cattle. What you call it? 100.
All right, lift him. Try and gag him. No more guard. Just these two, huh? All right, have your scouts start the herd towards the fort.
Why drive to fort? Why not steal cattle?
You gave word of honor.
That is so. Young Geronimo, not so wise. We keep word.
Indians rustled the dice box herd.
Indians?
Got the whole herd. Shot Ollie in the shoulder and cracked Denver's skull. Left them both tied up.
Well, you sure it was Indians, Ike?
Apache pony tracks all over.
Well, round up the boys, fast. I'll learn them Apaches. If I have to take 100 men, I'll massacre the varmints.
Use your head, Papa.
You keep out in this, sis.
Do you want to go to prison?
Prison?
You can't fight the Apaches. If they don't get you, the Army will.
Them's my cattle.
No, they're not. You signed a statement swearing they'd been rustled.
Well, I can get 'em back, can't I?
Well, that would only prove to Colonel Ingram you'd been lying.
You give me my gun belt. Ain't nobody gonna raid my property.
All right. Go ahead. Tangle with young Geronimo. Get his father on the warpath, too. I've done all I can do to keep you out of trouble.
Well, what makes you think it's young Geronimo?
Well, you told the Army that he stole your cattle, didn't you?
Well, who told him I did?
Well, I don't know. Could have been Wyatt Earp or anybody.
Earp? Why, that's no good. Sidewinding Johnny Law. Trying to get us massacred.
He warned you.
That settles it. Lawman or not, I'm gonna...
Wyatt Earp is coming in the front yard with the whole army.
The army?
Detail, halt!
Just hold it, boys. No shooting at soldiers. Mr. Clanton, Colonel Ingram wants you at the fort. Huh. A lot of good that'll do.
You just had to stir up the Apaches against us, didn't you?
It's an even choice between the Apaches and the Clantons, Miss Emma.
Get on your horse, Clanton.
All right, Finn. Round up the rest of the boys. John Law ain't heard the last of this.
Detail, out! Ho!
We'll get Earp and Gibbs on their way back to Tombstone after they turn Papa loose. They won't have the Army with them then.
Yeah. And I know the perfect spot.
Mr. Clanton, Chief Geronimo delivered your steers to us at the request of Marshal Earp. They weighed out at $7,000, the amount of your claim for them.
Told you he stole them.
Marshal Earp, where did you and Deputy Gibbs find the Clanton herd?
At Dicebox Canyon, on his spread.
Mr. Clanton, it seems that you're a thief as well as a liar. But since you haven't collected the money from the government, the charges of fraud may be dropped.
Just pay me my money. I'm getting out of here.
Not yet, sir. There's a matter here of falsely accusing Chief Geronimo and inciting Apaches to war. That is the felony.
I called him a rustler. He is a rustler. He stole them.
He didn't rustle your stock. You did that yourself. He'd have hardly left them on your land if he had. Marshal Earp, have you discussed this with Chief Geronimo?
Yes, sir, I have. He will not seek retribution for the dishonor to his name.
Is that your word, Chief Geronimo?
It is my word.
Colonel Ingram, I recommend that young Geronimo and his scouts be paid for their services. They worked very hard to drive that beef in here.
Excellent idea, Marshal. The 7,000 should be divided. Half to Mr. Clanton and half to Chief Geronimo for the trail drive and to compensate for slandering his name.
Who ever heard of slandering an Apache?
Easy now, easy.
Young Geronimo is an honored chief. Now, would you rather answer charges in a federal court?
No. But this is plain robbery.
That'll do, sir. The chief shall be paid 3,500. Marshal Earp, will you please escort Chief Geronimo to the quartermaster?
It is justice, Colonel. I thank you. Mr. Clanton is lucky man. He still has his scalp. He should watch his tongue.
Mr. Clanton, if anything happens to Marshal Earp, I'll lead a column to your ranch myself. Here's your money. Think it over.
You forget my $20?
I'm sorry, Lou Dog. 1, 2, 3, 4.
My nephew. We ride with Mr. Earp and Mr. Gibbs towards Tombstone.
Yes. There is angry man and bad trail.
Yeah, we sure would appreciate a few more guns.
No. I don't want you and your braves fighting Clanton. Thank you just the same.
He is right. But if you are killed, I will avenge you, my friend.
Thanks.
Avenging me and Roscoe ain't gonna be a heap of satisfaction to us.
What do you want me to do? Ask the colonel for an escort?
Why, of course not. That'd be humiliating.
Well, just cheer up, Mr. Gibbs.
Yeah? Why?
Old man Clanton's pride is stung, but he isn't ready to bushwhack Johnny Laws just now. He'd have young Geronimo and the Army after him.
You hear that, Roscoe? A few days after we're dead, all them Clantons is gonna be dead, too. I'm sure Roscoe's a lot happier now.
Will you stop jabbering and get on his back? The trail I picked has only got one spot where they can ambush us. If it's gonna happen, I want it to happen before dark. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, this looks like the spot. Come on. Come on, put the horses away. Now, they have to come around that bend in the fort. And when they do, we'll take them.
Not too many of them.
This trail goes downhill. They'll see us. This what you figured on?
Yeah. To make a fight here.
Well, this is a real nice spot.
How do you figure our chances?
About 50-50 if I haven't made a big mistake.
Well, maybe they won't come up here after us.
Let's hope not.
Roscoe, hands up! Hey, Papa, that's Gibbs' mule.
Loudmouth mule.
Right up there, Papa. Let's go get him.
Hush up, Ike. I'm studying this. Go get some more men. Now we'll pin them down until they get here. And then we'll circle.
Stop him, Wyatt.
No, I'd have to kill him.
Well, ain't it about time?
Not yet.
Now let's really pin them down.
Save your shells until they come at us.
Let's go down and get them before there's too many of them.
Old man Clanton's a bigger fool than I thought he was. Apaches and soldiers to deal with, and all he can think about is getting at us.
2 men trying to flank us on the left over there, Wyatt.
I see him. Here goes.
Right up there, boys. Pour it on them.
I'm gonna cut loose.
Oh, wait. Let him rush us.
There goes one to the other side over there.
All right, take him.
It's the army.
Soldiers. Mount up. Let's go.
Well, that was sure a close one, wasn't it?
Too close. They were late.
Who was?
The Army. I wasn't sure they'd hear the shooting.
You mean you had that figured out all the time?
Well, I hoped it would work out that way.
Well, I'd sure appreciate you letting me in on these things. I got too much gray hair as 'tis.
Makes you look more distinguished, Mr. Gibbs. Now, let's go down and thank the boys, huh?
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt